How do you guys feel about humans exploiting other animals?
I have mixed feelings. It's like a thing we've talked a lot about, right? Like in the past. We just, I don't know, we have like we go study philosophy. We have very abstract debates about like the moral status of non-human animals.
I see.
And I tend to draw a line, like in the realm of animals, where I have to morally consider them and where not. I mean, something like a chicken I wouldn't like consider something I would have to morally consider.
You don't, okay, so what do you think deserves moral consideration?
Things that can morally consider me.
Okay, so disabled people that have a lower cognitive level of thinking, you think they don't deserve moral consideration?
Not in themselves, like extrinsically maybe.
That is extremely ableist. Do you understand that's an ableist stance? Do you agree with him? Do you think that we should not give moral consideration to disabled people that can't give us moral consideration?
I don't think he wants to say that.
Well, I would give them moral consideration, but not for their own sake.
So, okay, so I tell you my position. Yeah. I think anybody that is sentient deserves moral consideration. Anybody with their own subjective thoughts and feelings deserves moral consideration. And I think it's strange that you don't agree.
Well, I'm skeptical about the idea that sentience constitutes a moral status. Like, maybe first of all, where would you draw the line of sentience? I mean, there are like electrical signals in certain plants that indicate that they feel like or are responsive to things that happen in their environment.
So yeah, but responding to something is not sentience. My phone responds to things. It's not sentient.
Exactly, but where do you draw the line? Like what makes us more...
The ability to suffer and feel pain or feel joy and enjoy life. It's simple. I mean, do you think that we should be respecting other animals?
Yeah, for example, I would consider like most primates like to have like a cognitive... There's like cognitive structures that would make me think that I would be able to some degree of moral considerations that I oppose, like, for example, primates being in zoos.
Okay, I mean, do you think that we should be respecting other animals?
Yes, I mean, I follow your thought about sentience, and I think, yeah, we had that debate, and I also, like, I agree with you. I think, I also think that that's a good criteria for moral consideration.
Yeah, but can we actually respect somebody else if we are exploiting them for flesh or breast milk or eggs or any other selfish purpose?
No.
Right.
You're right.
And so veganism is the ethical stance against humans exploiting other animals.
Yeah.
So we don't exploit them for flesh or breast milk or eggs or their skin or any other selfish purpose. Do you guys feel that there would be anything preventing you from going vegan?
Probably my philosophical views on that because...
But your philosophical views are concerning because you said that the disabled people that can't give us moral consideration, that they don't deserve moral consideration for their own best interest?
They don't have intrinsic... I don't think they have intrinsic value if they lack certain cognitive abilities.
Do you agree with him on this?
No.
Do you feel that there's anything preventing you from being vegan?
I actually used to be vegan for a long time.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, like many reasons, I think I switched to vegetarian. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, if you were in your victim's position being exploited for breast milk or eggs, how would you feel about that excuse?
I know I don't have good reasons.
I mean, there's no good reason to exploit somebody else, right? And you know, if you were in the victim's position, currently your victim's position, because you're victimizing these animals, how soon would you want this injustice to end? Immediately or eventually? And how many more animals should be exploited because of you?
I just think that individual action is not really helping. Like, I mean, I can stop drinking milk, but
it makes a difference. It does make a difference. I mean, you can look into this yourself, like what difference it does make. But even, like, you know, you can look it up and find out the information for yourself. But even if it didn't make a difference, it would still be worth it, right? Like me deciding to not be racist today, that's not ending racism. It still exists. Me deciding to not be sexist, that's not ending sexism. It still exists. It's the same with this. Like, veganism is just another justice movement to liberate these animals from our oppression.
Then you contribute. Even though it does not make the big change, you contribute in a way by your individual choice of consumption. And there have been like a lot of examples where boycotting, for example, certain companies really made an impact on them and like lessened their economic success. I think it makes sense, but I think way bigger impact. I don't think that boycotting like companies that sell meat or something doesn't have an impact, but the bigger impact would be like political action, regulatory politics.
Yeah, and that's important too.
I think both should be in place if you have.
Yeah, definitely, and I support like vegans that are trying to get into political action, but there's just no good justification to exploit them, you know. And it starts with us, because this is only happening because people demand for it to happen with their dollar, and as soon as the demand ceases, the supply will cease. So, what do you think? How many more animals should be exploited because of you?
I don't have good answers.
Well, there is a good answer, an easy one: 0.
I don't think like the term exploitation fits, like in the moral sense, maybe in the economic sense, but not in the moral sense.
Well, to exploit someone is to use them for selfish purposes. So, why do you think that's not an appropriate term?
I would say it's appropriate in the sense that you're like economically exploiting them, like you're harvesting themselves in that case, or something that they produce.
Treating them as a resource, you know, like viewing them as your milk resource or your egg resource or your flesh resource or whatever.
But I don't think that for the most animals that we use, to produce food and stuff, it does not like constitute in itself, like the immediate impact of it does not constitute a moral injustice in my
Well, it does make a huge impact, actually. Deciding to be vegan does make a big impact, but even if it didn't, that doesn't justify exploiting them, right? Like what I said about like racism and sexism, you know, me deciding to not do that, it's not ending it. That's not an excuse to be racist or sexist.
Yeah, I just don't believe that the chicken can be subject to injustices. But I believe that people who are impacted by the environmental effects of breeding livestock and all that stuff, they are moral subjects, and that they can be mistreated by us exploiting
But you
animals,
don't think
but not
that
animals.
chickens are able to be subjected to injustice? So if I went and I go like kick a chicken, you think that whatever, it doesn't matter?
No. I don't.
So you do see that as an injustice to exploit?
No, I don't see it as an injustice. No. Like in itself, not. Maybe an injustice to yourself.
Do you agree with
you're-
him?
No, I think
Because you become more raw, you know?
Yeah,
Like-
we have a differing view on that.
Yeah.
Like, I totally acknowledge that my view is like very bizarre to many people, and I think it's like honorable to stand up for your viewpoint, and I would actually support eating less meat and eating less like animal produce, but for
I mean, but if you were
drastically
in,
different reasons.
but if you were in your victim's position, would you want somebody to exploit you less? I'm not looking for you to exploit them less. I'm looking for you to show them basic respect by treating them as the individuals that they are instead of treating them as a resource.
I understand them to be a resource. Okay, so maybe we don't come like on a grünen Zweig kommen, what do you say? We don't really...
Well, I can see that you clearly see the injustice that's happening here. And, you know, you could decide to go vegan today and no longer be the reason that this injustice is happening. But until you decide to go vegan, you are the reason, or part of the reason, that this injustice is occurring. And I can see that doesn't sit well with you.
To a sentience point, that's perfectly
I know.
reasonable response to that.
Yeah, I know.
And to go vegan.
So you could decide today to go vegan and no longer be responsible for this.
Yeah, I think maybe one reason why I stopped being vegan is also because maybe it wasn't sustainable for me, for my health issues, and like, yeah, I mean, it's a very personal story, but maybe I didn't do it right or whatever. I think when you are on a vegan diet, you have to supplement, or maybe even, I don't know, take into account some other things, or that you eat enough or whatever. So
Well,
for
yeah,
me,
but as
it
with any
wasn't
diet,
yeah,
as with any form of eating,
yeah, but I think culturally it's easier to have a balanced diet when you eat animal products. For now, I think. Of course,
but you don't have
industry is also
to.
changing.
Like, you can get all of the nutrients that you need just from plants. You know.
Vitamin B12, you don't get this from, you get it from plants?
Yes, you can get it from either fortified foods or you can take a supplement. And if you are eating animals to get B12, you should know that you are taking a supplement. 90% of the world's B12 supplements are being injected to the animals that we're forcing into existence to exploit and kill.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not here to advocate for a diet, because veganism's not a diet. It's a philosophy, right? And you know, you can be extremely healthy as a vegan and like eat a whole foods plant-based diet, which I would recommend. Or you can just eat like chips and vegan ice cream and be vegan and like have shit health and probably not feel well. But yeah, I'm not here to advocate for a diet. I'm here just to stand up against an injustice. Yes. So, you know, you can decide to go vegan and no longer be responsible for this, and you could try to convince him, maybe someday.
Okay.
Would you like a card with more information on us?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I wish you both a great vegan life.
We wish you that as well.
Live in it.
Bye.